also mentioned that Atlantic Beach sits in the shadows of the far more popular Myrtle Beach. Well, that shadow has a long and storied history. Sure, there are two neighboring beach resorts, but there are some dramatic differences in their history. Here now, the tale of two different beach resorts. The Carolina Grand Strand encompasses more than 60 miles of prime beachfront property, and Myrtle Beach is the crown jewel. They estimate that more than 13 million people visit here annually, making Myrtle Beach one of the nation's top vacation destinations and one of the fastest growing areas in the whole United States. For years, they've aggressively marketed this area as a family destination loaded with fun for the kids, great outlet shopping, and big-time golf. It's all served Myrtle Beach quite well. But that aggressive marketing stopped just a few miles up the beach to the north. This is Atlantic Beach, the undeveloped area to the left of the tall buildings on the right. Those tall buildings are part of North Myrtle Beach. You see, Atlantic Beach, which is just 4 blocks and 96 acres in total size, is the Black Beach, the Black Pearl, they've called it since the 1930s. This is where blacks could come and enjoy themselves without the hassle from bigoted southern whites. Problem is, it didn't enjoy booming development. The Black Pearl and the homeowners here didn't reap the same economic rewards as their neighbors in Myrtle Beach. John Skeeter spent 18 years in city government here, fighting to push Atlantic Beach forward. Do you imagine a day when there will be skyscrapers all up and down Atlantic Beach, just like they are further down the beach to the south?
Yes, I can see skyscrapers because the price that people are paying for their properties in Atlantic Beach, and you have to build enough to get a return on your investment. So it's a thing that you must understand finances. And if a person dump mega bucks into a project, quite naturally, they want to get their returns out of it.
Mr. Skeeter, and I have to ask you about this. A lot of folk have talked about gentrification here, and they're afraid that in that development that the white community would come in and take over what has become and has been a black community, and they don't want to lose that. How do you feel about that?
Well, I'm one, and I will stand firm and say I'm not geared toward one type of people in one community. I don't want to live like that. This is a very diverse world. We learn how to live together, we learn each other's culture, and we should honor that and go on and move forward together.
But if you really want to know the history of Atlantic Beach, well, you have to see the man in the chair there. That's Thaxton Dixon, who moved here nearly 60 years ago and built his Riviera Motor Lodge with his own hands and practically no help at all. At 89 now, Mr. Dixon is the senior statesman around here. He's earned it. And was it hard getting started? Or pretty easy?
Well, money was hard to get. You know, you had to have money. Because I was turned down from the biggest bank at Myrtle Beach, which was, of course, a federal.
Myrtle Beach wasn't very helpful to blacks back then, was it?
No.
No. Have you seen that change any at all in all of your time here, or have you seen significant change?
Yeah, when I came down here, it was rope out in the water at Crescent Beach. Sign up there, Colored Beach ends here.
The Colored Beach ends here?
Ends here. And over here at Windy Hill Beach, had a rope out all around the water. And all the way back on the sand to the bank. They called it the bank. Had a sign up, Colored Beach ends here.
The Colored Beach ends here.
You didn't see
so they had a corridor for the Colored Beach only, and you couldn't stray outside of it.
That's right. And you wouldn't see a white person on this beach unless it's a Ku Klux Klan or the deputy sheriff.
Now, how are things now?
Big pie?
How are things now here? Are you pleased with what you've seen over the years, or are you more frustrated by what you've seen?
As far as progress, no. See, I've always been a person who have visions. You know what I mean? I want to see the place grow. It ain't but 4 blocks. This here's the only place from Maine to Florida that black people own property on the Atlantic Ocean, all the way from Maine to Florida.
some of the many vendors here at Bike Fest selling their wares, and there are a lot of them. That too is part of the history here. So as the bikers continue to roll in and the people, we'll take our first break. But when we continue, I'll round up some of these bikers and let you hear from them in our Holla segment. And as you hear from them, it just may break open some stereotypes that you didn't expect. And since it's Harley Week here, I might even climb on the back of a hog myself. No promises. And welcome back. It's time now for our Holla segment. As I said, I'm here in Atlantic Beach, South Carolina for Black Bike Week, and this is an opportunity to get to hear from some of these bikers and find out just who they are. And I've rounded up a couple of guys here from Dallas, Texas. What's your name?
Greg.
Greg and?
Cedric.
And Cedric. A lot of people don't know who you guys are, and quite frankly, there's some people out on the streets here who are even afraid of you. What would you have to say to someone like that who's afraid of you and knows nothing about you?
Well, I think first of all, you shouldn't judge a book by what you deem the cover to be. A lot of people don't realize, yeah, we like motorcycles, but these are just our hobbies and these are our toys. I've got a mortgage, I've got a 401k, I've got a savings account, and I've got 2 or 3 checking accounts just like anybody else you run up on.
Got a lot of responsibility. I know I have those things, and my 401k is not doing as well as I'd like it to be doing. That's another story. Yeah. And you say what to that as well?
First of all, I'm a BMW, a black man working. So I also have a 401k. I'm a family man. I have 2 children that I take care of every day. And I just love riding bikes with my fellow brothermen, and we just get out and have fun.
Does it disappoint you or disgust you that people don't seem to get that, and even if it has racial undertones in this day and age?
Well, no, it doesn't, because, you know, I see people, and they're going to see me a certain way, and if they have a problem with what they see, then that's their problem.
You mind me asking what you do for a living?
I run heavy equipment. I'm an operating engineer for Local 66. So I run cranes, bulldozers.
And you like to ride motorcycles. A very nice motorcycle too, by the way. The female biker is certainly a person that people might look at and form an opinion based on a woman on a bike. But do you want to say what to that?
I give a thumbs up to women on bikes because I think it's something that, you know, for a long time it was like looked at a guy thing, but I think it's a plus for a woman to ride a bike. There's nothing wrong with it. And
you're comfortable on yours, huh? How good are you?
Good enough.
Yeah, let me hear you rev your engine one time for me. Got some power there. And you say what? You guys are all riding together. You came all the way from Pittsburgh. What would you like for them to know about Black Bike Week?
Black Bike Week, we come down here, it ain't no trouble. We all have fun and we all get along. That's how it is, man.
Simple as that.
Yeah, that's right.
You came down from Philadelphia for this event. What's this event about for you?
Basically having a good time, enjoying myself, and not getting hassled by a whole bunch of people.
Yeah, and have you found that to be the case? How long have you been coming here?
8 years.
Have they treated you okay when you come?
Yes, they do.
And what do you think about all the controversy from some of the bikers who, you know, people who don't understand them and think that they're here only to cause trouble?
Well, if you act accordingly and take care of what you're supposed to do, then basically you'll be all right.
And when I come back, it's time to ride. And some final thoughts from Atlantic Beach.
What's going on? This is Clifton Powell and Harley Davidson rolling in for Bike Fest 2007 on Fennell Reports. We'll be right back. Holla!